Going on YouTube? Drop Shot here, and we are back with another NHL video, and this time I'm going to be talking about the 5 steps to make NHL 21 a success. Now, this list is just a basic condensed list that NHL 21, I believe, should have in order for them to focus on creating their next game. Obviously, there's more things that they could probably implement, but these are the top 5 things that I believe are viable for the next game to become successful. This is all in order, and let's get things started. Coming in at number 5, we are going to talk about an in-depth Be a Pro. Now, Be a Pro for the last 5 years or so, ever since it came to Next Gen, has really been very bland, and they don't focus on the Be a Pro community at all. It's real bare bones. There's not much to it, but you go back to an old gen game like NHL 14, where Be a Pro had Live the Life, and in Live the Life, what you could do is there's way more stuff to do. They had the All-Star game. You could make decisions that base off of fan interactions and media interactions, and it just adds more variety to Be a Pro, and I think Be a Pro just needs something else to do besides just playing every game day by day. You need some more variation when it comes to that game mode. Coming in at number 4 is EASHL Build Overhaul. Now for EASHL, it's been a well-beloved game mode. I think the community really wants this overhaul for the builds because from NHL 16, 17, 18, and 19, the builds have been overall basically the same, and I think it worked pretty well in those older games, but now people are wanting it to change because for the last 4 years or so, they've been playing with the same player types, and there's not much to it. I guess you can unlock different traits, and I guess the traits do help out a little bit, but they aren't like what they used to be on NHL 14, where you could go and change each individual attribute, like your skating, acceleration, speed, checking, all those types of every single attribute you could change, and it was a lot different. And you had something to work for while you were playing NHL 14, and in this game, the only thing you're really working for is aesthetics for your player, and I think overall, if you added in something for EASHL like that, it'll definitely bring in more playability, and it'll make the game mode last a lot longer for hardcore fans. Coming in at number 3 is better gameplay. Now, I think personally, gameplay should definitely be overhauled, and that's why it's so high up on the list. And honestly, when I look at different things mentioned by the NHL community, I don't think gameplay is touched up enough, because I think the gameplay on NHL 20 was very flawed, because it just seems like every year there's some sort of game-breaking mechanic that is super unrealistic. For the past 2 years, the go-to has been the one-handed tuck, which I would have thought they would have changed on 19 or 20, either in a later patch on 19 or overall in 20. The one-handed tuck right now is a go-to on the breakaway, and it honestly really shouldn't be. But there's also other, I guess, cheese goals and glitch goals and whatnot for NHL, and I really think that should be dimmed down a bit. There's other stuff that could obviously be changed with the gameplay-wise for added realism, but I think most of it has to do with shooting, and I think that's something that really needs to be touched up, and I think it's not being talked about enough. Bacon Country made a video about it. Definitely recommend to go check it out. I'll put a link in the description, and yeah, let's get to the next one. Coming in at number 2 is roster sharing. So roster sharing, number 2, it could honestly be flipped with number 1, possibly, for a lot of people. But roster sharing, obviously, if you don't know what it is, basically you can create rosters on NHL 20. With the create a team features, you can swap players around, update rosters yourself. But the only problem is people can go into all of this work, and I've seen guys that make old NHL 94 builds. Snipe and Score, he's a really good channel. Definitely recommend you to go check him out. He makes a lot of different builds. He puts in so much work for the NHL for NHL video games. Definitely should look at what he can do. A guy like that puts in so much work for only him to play with those rosters, and I really think if something like that was added into the community where he can go and share his rosters to a bunch of people online, they can make their own franchises out of those rosters. They can go play now with those rosters or whatever. I really think it would be a lot better for something like this, because Madden has it, I believe NBA 2K has it, MLB The Show has it, so why can't NHL have it? So a lot of other sports games have it. Roster sharing definitely should be added in the next NHL game. Coming in at number 1 is going to be Snoop Dogg. Should definitely be updated in the voice acting category, because I feel like Snoop Dogg really hasn't been justified well enough as an announcer. Sorry. GM Connected, number 1, because obviously very, very well requested game mode. I think a lot of people want it. It left a hole when it left on NHL 14 or NHL Old Gen in general. And the fact that you can play a franchise mode online with all your friends, it really would last. It can last, you know, a very, very long time. Adds more uniqueness, adds more playability to the game, and it makes the game a lot better. I know that sounds very vague, but something that will definitely make the game last longer, and we won't be 4 or 5 months into the game and getting ready for the next NHL game. So those are my top 5 things to make NHL a success. A lot of it has to do with how long the game's life cycle can last. I think a lot of this will make the game's life cycle a lot longer. It'll be overall better for the NHL community, and I think it could bring back a lot of people with the NHL community. I think I hear of a lot of people who aren't buying NHL games anymore, and it's for reasons that they are leaving out these extra features, or they're tired of gameplay and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think about the list that I have given. Is there something that I missed? Is there something that you don't agree with? Comment down below what you guys all think. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stuff like this, and let me know what you all think. This has been Sir Dropshot, and I will see you guys in the next video.